Skarloey was in the works. His injector had failed, and he couldn't work until he was repaired. Rusty came to check in on him. "Hi, Skarloey. How are you?" asked Rusty.
"Not particularly well," replied Skarloey. "I would like to pull passengers again."
Just then, they saw Mr. Percival, who looked very stressed. "Having trouble, sir?" "I am," he answered. "Now that Skarloey is out of action, I've got no one to cover for him. His next train is due in an hour, but this is such a busy time, none of the other engines are available." "Well, I can do it. I don't have any part of the line to work on. The tracks are all smooth." "Are you sure? I can't leave the workmen without their engine." "You can ask them, and I'm sure they will let me." "Very well then, but please be careful. I know you're inexperienced, so don't pump the coaches around. Give our passengers a wonderful experience." "You can count on me."
"Oh, thank you, Rusty. You really are a lifesaver."
Rusty soon collected some coaches and headed down the line. You wouldn't know the little diesel had never pulled coaches before, as Rusty gave them a gentle ride. The coaches were also flattered. "Well done, Rusty," said one. "Yes, indeed," said another. "Well done." Rusty was flattered. Mr. Percival was impressed. The other engines always updated Skarloey on how the little diesel was doing. However, Rusty hadn't had an encounter with the red coaches yet. The red coaches were much ruder than the other ones. They always threw insults at the other engines and always caused trouble. One day, Rusty came to the yards. While Skarloey had hoped for Rusty to get to the coach shed early, Rusty had overslept, and by the time the little diesel had started up and arrived, the red coaches were the only ones left. "Bother," said Rusty. "What did you say?" asked one sharply. Nothing." "I say, we have to be pulled by a diesel. How disgraceful." "How rude." "Wait a moment. This diesel is the maintenance one." "Ooh, how awful." Rusty decided not to worry too much about it and hurried to the station. The journey was not easy. Rusty kept on being bothered by the coaches, who kept on making rude remarks. "Do you ever know when to shut up?" Rusty scolded. "Gosh, this journey would be so much nicer if Skarloey was pulling us." "This journey would be nice if I wasn't pulling you." Ivo Hugh saw the squabble. He made sure to tell Skarloey when he got to the works.
"Oh dear, those coaches strike again."
"I'm worried," Ivo continued. "What if something happens? What if they try to play a trick?"
"I don't know, Ivo, but it's not going to look pretty."
Rusty trundled down the line, upset with how the journey was going. The coaches weren't helping. Rusty was trying to think of the passengers and what they would do without a train, but the little diesel desperately wanted to stop in the middle of the line. At last, one of the coaches said, "God, I'm going to have to get cleaned at this rate. All this black smoke is making me dirty as that diesel." "All right, that's it," Rusty snapped. "I'm stopping." And Rusty did. The coaches were fuming. "Oh my goodness, you bumped us." "No, I didn't. I came smoothly to a stop." "Teach this diesel a lesson." And they did. The train was going nowhere now. "Are you serious?" "Yep, and we don't regret it." Suddenly, the passengers swarmed out of the coaches, angrily complaining. "What's going on?" they asked. "Your coaches have made us stuck. We aren't moving until we get help." Soon, the passengers began to complain to the coaches, but they couldn't care less. The guard went up the line to phone for help. Once Rusty was back on the rails and the train was taken to the next station, Duncan took him to the works. Mr. Percival was waiting. "While I understand why you got angry, Rusty, you should know better than to stop in the middle of the line. However, I am aware of the coach's behavior, and they will be dealt with. We'll just check you over and have you back to work in no time."
"And never mind about me," added Skarloey. "I'm fully fixed. You'll be going back to work with the maintenance crew."
"Ah, well," said Rusty. "It was nice to pull passengers for a change. And you know the best part?"
"Whatever might that be?"
"I know the first bit of bad rail to fix. It's where I derailed today." And the two friends laughed.